Hi folks, Dave with DBS Tech Talk, and today we're going to talk about Geshelli Labs. Now the Enog 2 Pro DAC has been with me for about 2 years. I use it with everything, and anything that I review has been sourced by the Enog 2 Pro. And I find that it's a very clean, clear sounding DAC. It has a very nice tone to it, sounds natural and clean. And I have enjoyed the Enog 2 very much. I find that it does have a few quirks about it. Inputs on the front, very wobbly when wires are connected. It's just, you get over those. I enjoy the Enog, highly recommend it. I've been using it for 2 years. But today, it is no more. It is being discontinued. And I'm going to miss it because I liked it so much. But at the same time, is its replacement worth it? Hey, check out the links down below. There's all kinds of good stuff down there regarding Geshelli Labs. There's also information regarding the channel, how you can support it, how you can loan gear, how you can contact for questions. Also, information regarding playlists that are used, music that is used, gear that is used during reviews. So check out the links down below. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So the Enog 2 Pro is being discontinued and it's being replaced by the JNOG. The Geshelli Labs JNOG. It's a lot bigger than the original Enog 2 Pro, that's for sure. Definitely a lot wider, a lot deeper. It is slightly taller, also by just a smidge. The JNOG does have inputs on the front. It does have coaxial and toslink on the front. You have your LED lights right here, which will tell you what your inputs are. You have an input selector and also a output gain selector. So if you want to lower your output gain, you can. And you have a power selector and LED switcher, so you can change the lights in there. Pretty much looks the same as the front of the Enog, but when you flip it around to the back, you'll notice it's got some differences. First and foremost, it has USB. Having another coax and another toslink input, you have RCA output and XLR output. So you have 5 inputs on the JNOG. You have 2 toslinks, 2 coax, and 1 USB. And then 2 outputs with the RCA and XLR. It does run a AK4493 EQ chip, and it also has an AK4113 SPDIF DAR chip. It has twin op amps for the balanced output, which are TI-1656, and then it has a single op amp for the unbalanced, and that also is a TI-1656. The balanced and single-ended are separated. Also, it runs an Amanero USB. Now, this is optional, so you can get the JNOG with or without USB. If you do get the USB version, it will run plug and play off of Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. I only tested it with Windows, but it does run the others, and it is plug and play, no drivers required. It does 32-bit PCM, and it will do 44.1 all the way up to 384. It does DSD 64 all the way up to DSD 512. SPDIF will be limited to 24.192, and also the outputs work simultaneously. So you can have both XLR and RCA outputting to DACs, or excuse me, to amplifiers. So if you wanted to stack this with the Geshelli Labs Arish and the Archel, you could have the Archel as single-ended and the Arish as balanced, and you could plug into either amplifier without having to hit some output switch. How does it sound? I find that just like the Enog, the JNOG is very smooth, very clean, and very natural sounding. It has a little bit more body to it and a little bit more lushness than the Enog. It is a very slight improvement, but it is noticeable. I also find that the soundstage is very nice and wide, and it has very good depth and layering and really good separation between instruments. You can really hear the details. It does a very good job of portraying the details in a very clean and clear way. To me, the JNOG with the AK4493 EQ chip is very natural sounding and very smooth and very clean and clear. But at the same time, it is not squeaky clean, brittle, and thin and analytical like some of the competitors of the JNOG can come across as. To me, this sounds more natural to my ears than some of the others. As far as comparing to a Grace Design SDAC Balanced, I find that the SDAC Balanced does sound a little bit compressed when compared to the JNOG. I found that the JNOG sounded a little bit more open and a little bit more natural sounding than the SDAC, but it is a very subtle difference. Comparing it to the Topping E30, I found that the Topping E30 was very brittle and very bright sounding and was not natural sounding at all, unlike the JNOG. Comparing it to the Mytek Liberty, I found that the Mytek Liberty, granted, is almost 5 times the price tag, actually 4 times the price tag, is more open, more natural sounding, and a little bit more airy, but also at 4 times the cost. So the Geshelli Labs I really do enjoy, and I find that it's a great value, especially considering that you can get a non-USB or a USB version. It plays very well with all DACs, or excuse me, all amplifiers. I had no issues whatsoever connecting it to a 789 or also to any of the Geshelli offerings. It just was a plug and play. Same thing with the Tor Audio Roger. I found that it just plugged in and played very well. The output gain switch is very nice. You can change that out if you need to, so that it's either full output or stepped down, depending on your needs for whatever headphones you are using it with. And it works very well, especially with more sensitive gear. Overall, I just found that the Geshelli Labs JNOG at least is a very good value. I really do enjoy the quality build, the overall look of it, how everything is set up. It just sits smoothly on your desk, doesn't wobble around like the original, and you have options for inputs on the front and in the back, which is a nice touch. If you're looking for a DAC that can do DSD and also is kind of driver free, here you go. Help yourself to the Geshelli Labs JNOG. I highly recommend it. It is a great upgrade to the Enog. So if you were wanting an Enog, but you didn't like the fact that the inputs were on the front or that it was missing USB, well, now you have both of those options available to you in the JNOG. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.